Saturday at Emancipation Park. Saturday.
With me are my two trusted besties. One I'm related to, one is my adopted bestie, but we are just that close. And we've got a wonderful show for you today because we've got a special guest in here. Actually, we're going to have three special guests in here, and they're going to be talking about something that you are definitely going to want to know about. We've got Miss Sequina Davis. I'm going to, in just a second, I'm going to let her tell you exactly why she's here, but introduce yourself to my right.
Hi.
That's my left, sorry. my other right.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Williams. Y'all already know me, though.
And there on the end is my sister, Kim Dillard.
Hello, everybody.
And before we even get started, I want to tell you why Kim is here, because Kim has got something special that she wants to talk about that is coming up. I think it's this weekend.
It is this weekend, Saturday at Emancipation Park. I'm
What's
just going
that?
to give a little community moment here.
Yeah.
We have a couple of things. We have the Family Fun Day, and we're going to have AT&T come out for the kids, and they're going to be doing fun STEM exercises. They're going to have the robot dog, and they're going to have a drone demo. They're going to have a driving simulator for the kids. They're going to even teach the kids how to make ice cream, all in the name of STEM.
And is that the robot dog we're looking at?
That's the robot dog. Looks like he's driving a car and eating some ice cream.
Yeah, that's a beetle. He's in a beetle.
That's right. That's right. And also with the Emancipation Park Conservancy, we have a fitness day party, and that's going to have a day of fitness and fun for the parents while the kids
Yeah, go ahead.
while the kids actually do all of the STEM activities. So it's going to have trainers, and it's going to have HPD gang prevention. We're going to have fit vegan food, healthy food, fun tips for eating, and also the Rocket Space City dancers are going to be there. So all of that good fun Saturday the 20th, starting at 9 o'clock, 9 to 2. So
Yes.
Be there. We'll see you there, and we'll tell you a little bit more about it. And we'll also make sure we have the flyers and the information in the podcast information when you get ready to leave.
Yes, and you can tell we're live, guys, because we have a little bit of a technical problem. We need to be able to see what we're doing, and our monitor just went black. So what we're gonna do is yes, absolutely, and that's okay because we are live. I don't want people to ever think that we are taped, because we are not. Come on in here, Kenji. Our producer's gonna come in here and get us right. And
our producer is sick of us at this point.
He is, but he's so good. He's so good. He makes sure he gets us in here and gets us right all the time.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about the guests that we have in here today. And I'm glad I have these other two ladies here because they are going to, it's going to come on for us in a second. Okay. They are going to actually come in with some questions and some information that we didn't know about. Thank you. There we go, Kenji. We are good to go here. But that a lot of times people don't have. But I'm going to say Sequina Davis from Accomplished Learning Services was in here. I'm going to say maybe November.
Yes.
Around November of last year, Rebecca and I were here, and she came in, and I honestly did not know exactly what kind of service she offered because it seemed too good to be true. And I know you hear that all the time. Yes. But her company, their company actually has a service where they allow people who need to earn their high school diploma the opportunity to do that in an expedited way. And it's not a GED, it's a diploma. And in a few minutes, we're going to have a young lady come on who's actually one of your recent graduates, who'll be graduating this, this month. Yes. But Sequina, tell us about Accomplished, and tell us how you got involved and exactly what you guys do.
Yes. Well, Accomplished Learning Services, it started off as just a tutoring service in 2009, and the CEO is Miss Minnie Jenkins.
Right.
And we all came together. I met Miss Jenkins later on, and then she wanted to do the adult high school, and we service adults. You can't imagine how many adults have not obtained their high school diploma.
Right.
So now we offer different alternative ways to gain their high school diploma, and not just a GED way.
Right.
We have encountered adults who just need their senior year high school,
yes,
their junior year, and some need 9th through 12th.
Right.
So a lot of them didn't want to go the GED route. And, we have options. A lot of times we're told, well, this is the only thing we can do for you.
Yeah.
No, we actually have options for a high school diploma. So we started just hitting the ground running, and we recently became an accredited high school right here for Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. So we are an accredited high school through WASC, which is a Western Association of School and Colleges.
Okay.
And that means that we are a real adult high school.
Wow.
When you leave our high school program, you can get scholarships and grants to go to college or vocational program. Right. So when you get your high school diploma, we just don't just drop you off and leave you. No.
Yes.
We help you with career coaching to help you navigate your next step in life.
That's amazing. And what better way, Sequina, to see exactly how this works in real time, other than to bring on someone who's just completed the program. And why don't you introduce this young lady that we're getting ready to add to our stream right now? There she is. Hello. Introduce her to us.
Hi, how are you this morning? I can't see your face. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm doing good. How are y'all, ladies? Can y'all see me?
Oh, now we can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Griselda. How are you?
Hello. You see me? Yes, I can see y'all.
Hi, Griselda is actually one of our high school diploma students, and she just finished and she's ready to graduate.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited.
Griselda, Griselda, do you have a whole lot of fun stuff planned for this month?
Oh, I do. I have I'm basically taking my kids, my mom, my siblings, my best friends. We're all going down to H-Town and watching.
Yes. Oh, that's
and Griselda's from Oklahoma. She's graduated from Oklahoma.
So what you're saying is that your programs, students from all over the country can enroll. It doesn't matter where you live.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We are just Griselda's she's a wonderful student, and she could tell you about the program and how she, just been working so hard. We're very proud of her.
Well, Griselda, I have a few questions for you, and you just jump in, just be candid, and just kind of shoot from the hip. Tell us exactly what your experience was, because I can tell you that there are going to be some people watching who are going to be in the position of wanting to go forward with this. But can you tell me a little bit about yourself in terms of what your early educational experience was like? Did you start your grade school and middle school and all that, the basic stuff, go on through middle school? And then
yes. So I actually, I finished middle school and I went to high school, and I actually dropped out at 10th grade, I think.
Okay.
And it was because I became a mom.
Okay.
So from there on, I just never went back, because I, started working, taking care of my child, and, I just basically forgot about it. And
okay. Now, at the school that you were at in Oklahoma, did they make it conducive for students who had kids to finish? Because I know in a lot of traditional school settings, that's not necessarily something that they make it easy.
Yeah, I actually went to a school. I tried to go back to school again and actually went to a it was like an alternative school for moms that had babies or were pregnant. And then I try to, try to go again, but it was just not the same. It was hard to, go to school and then have a baby, and I just, gave up on that.
Yeah, that's got to be difficult.
That's a lot
got
of
to be.
responsibility.
That's a lot of responsibility. Now, when you decided to pursue your alternative high school route, what made you decide you wanted to go the high school diploma route and not just get a GED and take your GED tests?
Well, I actually tried to do the GED, but it seemed very complicated because, you had to study for a little bit and then go do the test. And if you didn't if you didn't pass the test, you would have to wait like a month or some weeks, and then you'll forget everything and then, go back again. I was just like, you know what, this is not for me. And
Yeah.
so I, met Miss Jenkins, and she was like, hey, I'm doing this, you want to join? I was like, yes, I will
Yes.
want to try that.
Absolutely. Now, Sequina, tell me a little bit about how your curriculum is different. Like Griselda just mentioned, with the GED, basically, you're a lot of papers and books and things are shoved at you, and they say study, and then come take the test. But from what I understand, your curriculum, you all actually have instructors that walk students through the program.
Yes, we have we go through a learning management system that we use the tuition, the fees that they pay, and we purchase curriculum for the students to take their courses.
Mhm.
And then we also assign the students an advisor
Okay.
to help them every step of the way to
Awesome.
keep them focused,
Right.
because life happens.
Yeah.
We tell them to do at least a minimum of 4 hours of work.
Yeah.
And if they need tutoring, to email us or call us and let us know. They can even text us and let us
Wow.
know if they need tutoring. And if they do schedule tutoring, please come, because
Yes.
as you know, all of us, we're not paid. We're
You're
giving
volunteer-
back to the
yes.
community,
Oh,
and we
absolutely.
volunteer.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
awesome. I didn't know
No, because we're not. We're nonprofit. We're not getting grants or anything.
Right.
So we
Oh,
use the
wow.
fee that they pay us to purchase curriculum.
Yes.
So we're veteran teachers and
Yes.
educators, and we give back to the community. So
That is awesome.
That is.
yes, and we mentor the students if they need assistance. The difference is some students can test on those big tests.
Yes.
Some students need to be taken step by step.
Exactly.
In the curriculum that we have, they can work on their own pace. It's
That's what I was going to
virtual.
ask. Yes.
It's virtual at their own pace. And if they're
Yes.
having a difficult time, they can easily send us a message, right, Griselda, and let us know
Yes.
if they're
Yes.
having a hard time.
And like you said, it's curriculum, so it
Yeah.
is divided
Yes.
step by step,
It
as
is.
opposed to a GED,
a gigantic
where
test.
it's just
Yeah.
like go take it.
Big
Mhm.
test.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and it seems like that is almost a setup for failure. When because if you've got for a GED, now I don't know how the GED test looks, but I would suspect that you've got a math part, then you've got an ELA part in there. You probably got some kind of history part. You probably got some kind of maybe current affairs part, and you've got to be up to date on all these things.
Right. So the GED, you do have to make a certain score.
Mhm.
But we do still offer, not the GED, we offer a HISET way,
Okay,
which is
and what's
less intensive, where some students, not all students, are big test takers. So we always
Yes,
give them
that's
options.
absolutely right.
And I'm
Yes.
a college graduate.
Right.
So,
My kids, they had test taking anxiety. So
Yeah.
big tests, they were
Yeah.
not good on them,
Right,
and they were
right.
straight A students.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we do give them options. Some take the high school route, some take the ACT route, where you could take an ACT test,
Yes.
and that will suffice. Some take a HISET route, which you take. It's a big test. It's not like GED, because you got
Yeah.
the HISET. You only have to score like an 8.
Okay.
So if you answer 20 and you only got 8 right, you pass.
Okay.
But still, that can still be anxiety
Intimidating.
intimidating
That
for some people.
Oh,
So we
right,
give the
right.
options of what. But even if you do the HISET route, we still give you a curriculum and courses to take
Right.
to help you get there.
And it's self-paced.
It's self-paced.
And see, that makes such a difference when things are self-paced.
Mhm.
I'm a teacher, and I know how some of my kids are. I have students that will sit in front of me, and I teach 8th grade, that will sit in front of me, and as I'm going through the lesson for today,
Mhm.
they can if I ask them to repeat to me, not repeat, but what I said, to reteach back to me
Yes.
what I said 5 minutes ago, they can do it. So I know that they're listening and they are comprehending.
Right.
But if you ask them necessarily to put pen to paper and put that on a test, sometimes they cannot do it and they'll fail that test,
Right.
even though I know that they know the material.
They're not retaining it as
Yeah.
like they, but it just depends on the students, like you said,
Yeah.
And then and we try not to have them in there so long. We don't want them to prolong the process.
Right.
So 90 days, if you're a senior, we try to have you out there in 90 days.
Wow.
A junior 60 days.
That's awesome.
And if you are, if you need all of them, we try 1 to 2 years, but we still don't want you in there that long.
Right.
We try to we're not trying to rush you, but we don't want you to get complacent and it be too overwhelming.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
So that's why each student has an advisor to help them. Because sometimes, because we're adults, we have children, we have jobs.
That's right.
we
You have a
work.
life. You have a life.
Other
Yeah.
family responsibilities.
Right,
Yes.
right,
So
right.
sometimes they just need to listen ear and say, hey, just hang in there. So sometimes
Yes.
we'll shoot a text or email. We do a weekly motivation. We do a motivation Monday.
Okay.
So we send out emails to the students. Griselda, you can elaborate on that too. We
Yes.
send out weekly motivation to our students.
Okay. Rebecca, yes, ma'am.
What are your future educational plans? What are your future educational plans?
Will your plans be better met by showing that you actually graduated and didn't simply take or pass a GED?
So in other words, what are you planning to do after you receive your high school diploma?
Oh, I plan to go to the medical field and study to be a nurse.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
my goal.
We
love
need more
nurses.
nurses.
That's
We
right.
love
And as a
nurses.
matter of fact, I just saw before I came over here a report on the news that said that nurses who worked during COVID, a lot of them were losing a lot of them to attrition. A lot of them were baby boomers, and they're retiring. So there's going to be a nursing shortage.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that too.
Absolutely.
Right,
You picked an excellent career path.
You really did. And just out of curiosity, this isn't one of my questions, but how did you meet Miss Jenkins and Sequina?
I wanted to know.
And you're all the way in Oklahoma. How did you meet?
Okay. Well, my husband, his aunt is actually Miss Shirley.
Okay.
And so Miss Shirley, well, my aunt, I call her Aunt Shirley. She actually, I guess Miss Jenkins is her friend or friend. I guess they grew up together. And she was the one that told me about her program. She was like, hey, my friend, she's teaching, she's tutoring. Maybe she could help you, do your GED. And I just went from there. And then Ms. Jenkins, I went through the GED, but it wasn't working. So she was like, I'm going to open my school and maybe that will benefit you better. You choose. I want to give you the options. And I, chose to, join her school and just relearn, refresh everything over again. And that was a better, I love that I did that. It benefited me really well.
Okay. So I have another question for you.
Yeah,
What was the
piggyback on that too?
What was the catalyst for you to decide, okay, I'm going back to school and I'm going to do this? Because like you said, you had a busy life. You have children, you have a job, and
Family,
you tried the
husband.
GED route. It didn't work out. You tried different things. But what was the catalyst in the initial steps that said, you know what, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to do this?
Well, I had to pray about it. And I was like, you know what? I have to be selfish. I'm getting older. I need to accomplish this. I need this, and I just, told my husband, you know what? I'm going to go do her school, go back to, like if I was in high school and get it over with. Cause obviously the GED wasn't helping. It just kept making me feel down. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and, where God's telling me to go.
Yeah,
Right.
and you know what?
Amen,
The thing
amen.
about it is, Kim, and I know that you wanted to ask a question
that
too,
question.
but and we're going to bring. I see that our second guest is on deck, and I just text my producer to make sure that I do this right when I bring her in. But I have one. You mentioned before that you have kids, and I know that Sequina said a lot of times that's a catalyst because when your kids start, going to school and getting older, and then they start asking questions,
Yes.
and they want,
Mhm.
you want to be able to say, yes, mom graduated too.
Yes.
Mom is a graduate too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that just a little bit,
Uh-huh.
we've sat in countless of parent conferences in the middle school with parents that
Yes.
said, "Well, I didn't finish school and I don't want this."
Mhm.
Right.
Wow.
And then you've had children to come back at parents and say, "Well, you didn't finish school, so why is this
Important.
important?"
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And,
Well,
and just to interject,
yeah.
we just start launching Learn With Me program with Accomplished Learning Services. We're partnership with the Horizon Montessori School, where the parents, if they don't have their high school diploma, we want them to learn with their student, with their child.
That's great.
So
That's
that's something
so
new.
awesome.
Yeah,
that's
that's
something
a
new.
wonderful
We're
That
trying.
that is wonderful. But I told you guys that this is going to be a good show. We
Yeah.
just have our next guest who just popped in. Hi, Deja.
Hey, Deja.
Hi, Deja is also, so tell us about Deja. Is she also a 2023 graduate?
Yes, she is.
Yay! Congratulations,
Deja.
Deja is from Louisiana.
Wow.
She's from Louisiana.
A girl
and
after my own heart.
Yeah.
and she's graduating as well next Saturday.
Awesome.
They're walking the stage at 1 p.m. We're so happy.
That is fantastic. That's fantastic.
23. I have to check my numbers again because we still have some that's still completing.
Yes.
So
if they complete before that time, they are
Yes.
allowed to come in March.
yes.
That is awesome.
That is
Deja, let me welcome to the podcast. A little bit about yourself. How did you find out about Accomplished Learning Services, and what made you decide to go ahead and take that leap of faith and get your high school diploma?
Well, it was something that like I kind of had on my mind from the first go around, and that was back in my hometown that I first ever tried to do the GED program. It was straight out of high school, so I was trying my best. I was taking care of my grandmother at the time, and I ended up falling short and got out the program entirely. But I wanted to always get back into it, and it was like a push from my brother to kind of give me that encouragement to get back into school and to give it one more go, to not let that one failure keep me from trying again, because it opens a lot of doors with education.
Definitely do.
And
Absolutely. Well, how did you meet? How did you learn, find out about Accomplished?
Just doing a lot of research. From the time that I was out here with my brother, I just started looking at what would be like the best classes, and I would look at my reviews. Like, I don't even buy stuff off Amazon if I haven't looked at the reviews.
Me too. I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
Yes.
So from the jump, she's already a smart cookie.
That's right. That's right. I look at the reviews. I do. Yeah. Go ahead.
So when I looked at a few, and when I saw such like a lot of the students said like some key words of like, it was very close interaction. It felt like they were understanding, getting very personal with their teachers.
Yes.
And a lot of mentioning Miss Jenkins, and they're like, oh my God, we love her. We love Miss Davis. And I'm just like, why? Well, I gotta meet these people, because if they're really as hands-on as they are, which I'm a very hands-on type of learner, is like, I like the interaction. I don't just like just learning in silence from a screen. So I can attest that they were there for me every step of the way. And Miss Jenkins is a tough lady, but she helps you understand. And it all comes from a place of love.
Yes.
That's right. And that's called tough. It's tough love. Absolutely. But I'm going to throw this back at you, Sequina. Tell me this. What are some of the more common circumstances that you hear from students who enroll in your program? Are most of them like Deja said, she had a circumstance where she had to take care of an ill relative, and I hear of that a lot.
Yes.
I hear of a lot of moms that dropped out because they had to raise their children.
Yes.
So what are some of the other circumstances that would lend themselves to a student enrolling in Accomplished Learning Services?
Some of them had to help for is getting a job and help in financing at home.
That's right.
With their parents. It could be a single parent in the home, and they may need to help their mom or dad.
Yeah.
With income at home. We've had, just like in Deja's case, taking care of her grandmother or a parent, or it could be someone with children, or they could have gotten in trouble in school, or we have ran across some of them with learning disabilities, and the teachers not taking time to accommodate them.
Right.
So we have had some students that we have did accommodations for.
Okay, so you do have the capacity if somebody, let's say if someone is dyslexic, or if someone may have ADHD, so that one-on-one is probably a whole lot more effective than sitting in a classroom situation.
Right. It's more effective. And a lot of times you just have to pay attention to them and see what their learning habits are and what everybody learns. Everybody do not learn the same. It could be a kinesthetic learner. It could be,
because I'm an audio learner myself.
Yes, right.
And it's like very few. It's like 9% of the world that's audio learning. I learn by hearing.
Exactly. So. And a lot of people do not know.
Right.
You know,
I'm visual.
Visual. And then you have some that have to move around. Right?
That's right.
You know, so you have to learn, you have to understand your student. And a lot of times now, there's so many students that are cramped up in one classroom. A lot of teachers don't have time to just, tune in on that student, and they don't.
Right.
And then a lot of times, and I hate to bring in us in it, a lot of students are overlooked because of ethnicity, and they're labeled as behavioral when they also have when they typically have a learning disability.
And then I ran into a very unique situation, and I wish I would have known about your program sooner. There was a little girl in my classroom. She was 17. She was 16, turning 17.
In middle school.
Well, what happened was she spent the first 10 years of her life, she had brain cancer.
Oh,
wow.
So
and remember, I came to you crying because that was
developmental stages.
Yes. They gave her the tool. I mean, they tried to.
They just placed them in
the
grades.
They tried to. She did have, and the girl was a genius. She was super smart. And she was saying that she did school in a hospital, but because she was getting cancer treatment, and it was reoccurring, that she couldn't get what she needed. And I went to the principals. I begged them, let's do something for her. This girl is brilliant. I mean, you show her something one time, she got it. And the school just said, well, Miss Williams, there's nothing we can do.
Well, ladies,
and and that's one thing that makes me and Ms. Jenkins cringe when they say it's nothing we can do. It's always something.
Crystal can say, I went to her classroom and boo-hoo cried because I just felt like we were shortchanging her because and she was just like, I don't know even where she is now.
Well, let me tell you what I want to get back to this because I'm going to ask both of the ladies this, both of the students this, but I will never forget. It was my first year teaching in public school, and I had a student who was 11 years old and she was pregnant. Okay, it was an incest situation. And I went to the assistant principal and I said, is there anything that we can do in this situation to offer any type of services? And he looked at me and he said, we can't save them all. That's what that's heartbreaking. That was and I knew at that point that I had to do something differently. I couldn't just be the teacher that just sits in that classroom and doesn't and just lets the hours count away. That could not be me. But ladies, let me ask you both of you this, and think about it for a second and tell me what your thoughts are on this. Were you ever skeptical about whether or not a program like this was actually too good to be true? Now, Deja, I know you said that you looked at the reviews, which is good. And sometimes you can look at reviews and still have a bad experience. But did you guys ever feel that maybe this is too good to be true?
I didn't feel that way because I was already with Miss Jenkins before her program opened, and after that I was like, you know what, I believe in her. She believes in me. She's very motivated. She's there for you, and I know she's gonna take me to complete this.
All right, and how about you, Deja? Let Deja answer that. Then you go ahead. Yeah.
It was one of those scenarios where it's just like you don't know unless you ask.
That's right.
So out of all the 3 schools I was looking at, I could have thought any one of them. I'm like, maybe this school might not be good enough for me. Maybe this one might not be as hands-on. Maybe this one might ignore me just like they did in school. But
Wow.
not just from the reviews, but it's like that initial first contact, the calling, and I think it was Miss Davis that answered, either that Miss Davis that answered. And then just speaking to her for that few minutes was just so motivational. And I'm just like, I was determined to get it anyway. You know, despite everything. But it's like hearing that initial, like that, it's just the comfort. It's just like, you know what, we're here. If you decide to be with us, this is how it's gonna be. It's very easy. Just get your coins in there.
No pressure.
And start learning, start being who you want to be. So was I skeptical about is something too good to be true? You always have to be just a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're skeptical and you go off that first instinct, then you don't try. I wanted to try.
That's right. And how many hours, how many years did you need to complete?
I was on my last year. This unfortunately happened to me during my senior year.
Yes. Okay. And Griselda, how many years did you need to complete? You said 10th grade?
Yeah, 10th grade. So from 10, three years.
Okay. And approximately how long did it take you, Griselda, to complete the course?
Ooh, I worked on that. I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
It's okay. I would say like two or 3 months.
Okay.
Within 90 days.
Wow. That is fantastic.
Well, now let me jump in. How many success stories now? How many graduating classes have you had?
Well, with the we just became accredited,
Yeah.
accredited high school.
Okay.
So we did have a winter commencement.
Yes.
But you know, that was during COVID time, and we
Right.
did it virtual. So this will be our first physical accredited adult high school graduation this coming Saturday.
That's great.
Awesome.
And Deja, what do you plan to do after graduation?
Rest.
And you deserve it.
But what's the plan?
But going more into it, I've been wanting to get into animal training and behavior. I've always strived to be more involved with animals. I've always loved animals. So it was something that me and my brother also talked about, is like, how do we get to those goals? If this is something that you're really passionate about, if that's something that you want to do, you know, it's important to have that education. So not only do you get to do what you want to do, but you can have many more steps ahead. Like you can get maybe a higher criteria out of that you never could if you didn't have that education, if you didn't have those merits.
It sounded like you had a wonderful support system.
Yes. Now let me ask you.
Yeah.
What is now you mentioned there was a price that the students have to pay, and that goes into
the fees.
Your fees go back to the students in the form of
The
a curriculum.
curriculum.
Right. What is the price?
Well, the HISIT, if you go the HISIT route, which is you take 5 different tests, but we still have curriculum for them to take, that fee is $20. So you just pay a $20 fee.
That's it.
I know she did exactly like I did when I first antiquated that in November.
What?
I know.
No,
We
because
could not believe the price.
You have to remember who we're serving to.
Yes.
You know, we want to be. We're not trying to
Discourage anyone.
discourage
Yes.
anybody, because that turns a lot of people away. Because
The
you
money
know, a lot of
aspect.
people think, oh, I want to take. We want to change that trajectory of people
Right.
feeling like they're being taken from, and we want to give or pour in to them.
Right.
So those fees, the $20 registration fee, that goes back into buying curriculum. And then if you want to do like if you're a senior route, that's $150. If you need 6 credits or less, it's $100. If you need 11th grade, it's 2. If you 10 through 11, it's 2. No, it's $150, it's 2, and then $250 if you need all 4 years.
So
that's
if
a
you,
great
So
so
we
deal.
have to pay for the licensing for the.
So what you're saying, I want to make sure that I get this right. I want to make sure I get it right. So if you are out there, if you were listening, if you're a parent or grandparent, a mom or dad, cousin, if you got a boyfriend, brother, sister, girlfriend that needs to graduate, and they have not been able to be successful in that traditional route. For $250 maximum, they can register for your program, go through the steps successfully, and have an accredited high school diploma within a 90-day period.
They can do, well, if they're doing 9th through 12th grade. Now, you can do it in 90 days.
Yes.
But 9th through 12th, we try to get them at least a year.
Okay. Just so it's not so much
they won't
pressure.
be overwhelmed.
Yes.
We'll give them a schedule. We don't want them to be, now you can work at your own pace. We say a minimum of 4 hours.
Yeah.
And not only that, we do, Deja tell you, I'll say, get on the Google Meet. We keep in touch with our students.
Yeah.
And we encourage them and help them stay on track as well. So it's not just, we just throw you out there and you just spend for yourself. And not only that, with them graduating, it's time for their career path.
Right.
So we do have those conversations with them as well.
And Griselda, Kim, I promise, this is the last thing I'm going to ask. And then I have so many questions. But Griselda just said she needed 10th through 12th, and she was able to successfully navigate that in the 90 days.
Yes.
So she was not letting any grass grow under her feet.
No.
So it can be done.
It can be
Yes.
done.
So
It is possible.
I have a question for both.
I'm sorry. Kim. Go, Kim.
Okay, so what about students who are not English speakers? Can you accommodate those students?
Okay.
Spanish, Vietnamese, Asian languages.
We are now currently looking for volunteers because we do need we need that second language. We are looking for volunteers. I'm not bilingual.
Right.
But we do our best to try to find someone who can help.
Yes.
But we do direct them where they can go.
Yes.
So we just don't leave them by the wayside.
Yes.
But we are looking for volunteers that can help because we have had some Spanish speaking, some
students,
different kind,
Right.
really. And we try to we have students that have that we have a Jamaican student. He's here in the States.
Right.
And so we'll be live streaming, and it was he got used to us talking and him, and by the time we got through talking, we could understand each other.
Right.
So we do try our best to make sure that we can accommodate.
Yes.
We're looking for volunteers.
Now, if you're looking for volunteers and someone would like to volunteer, let's say retired teachers or
Yes.
they kind of think
Who may be bilingual, yes.
right.
Yes.
How can they get in touch with you for this? Is that something that you encourage?
Oh, I encourage it wholeheartedly.
And we're going to get Sequina in just a minute to give us all of the information because I'm also going to throw this out there. She didn't ask me to throw this out there, and neither did Ms. Jenkins, but these ladies are providing this service as a community service, basically. But here's the thing. There could be someone from a corporation who's looking to underwrite a good program like this so that if necessary, teachers could be hired, tutors could be hired to make sure. That's the kind of thing. We don't want something like this, the bottom to fall out of it just for lack of being able to have the funding.
Yes. And we do have our 501c3. So if we could get grants, we could. We've just been so busy and trying to stay focused on the students.
Right. And writing grants is a profession.
Right. That's not my ministry.
Absolutely.
That's a profession in itself.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Rebecca.
So this question is for both of you guys. Would you recommend this alternative high school program to someone else?
Oh yes, I actually have my cousin. She's I've been trying to hype her up to hurry up and finish so she can graduate next week.
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
So you guys were doing this simultaneously.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic.
How about you, Deja? Would you recommend it?
I definitely would. Luckily, like all my friends, look, I was the one that needed to catch up. But if I see anyone that I know, people, then there are quite a few girls that I see that are younger than me that are a part of my life. That if I feel like they're struggling because they've had hard times too, if they feel like I'm not smart enough or whatever happens, because I didn't expect what happened to me in high school to happen. I was in my senior year, so it can happen to anyone. So if I could recommend it to anyone, I would definitely recommend this program.
I can think of so many audiences that would need this. I mean,
that's right.
The homeless people who are unhomed a lot of times because they might have had circumstances that would interrupt schooling, and they can be able to go back.
And I think of I think of a lot of the kids that come through Covenant House in places like that.
Yes.
Who would need this particular service. And, there could be a way that we could possibly connect the two entities so that could be something that's offered.
Yes.
So one of my questions, I forgot what I had to ask. I'll just ask them.
And actually, one of your guests, Yamika Harmon, she
Yes.
does Revive and Restore and Pearls
Absolutely.
for domestic violence.
Yes.
We actually, when she have ladies that she needs to
Yes.
send over, because I mean, a lot of times we have life happens.
Absolutely. it does.
And they feel like they don't have options. You know,
Right.
we've had 4-year-olds that couldn't complete their senior year or things
Right.
like that.
Right.
And we take a now we have had students that that had literacy problems that can't read hardly. So what we're doing now, we're looking for extra curriculum for them. So we're
Okay.
not gonna just not do anything for them
Right.
if they're not literate enough to get it. We're
Yes.
just not gonna leave them.
Right. And
That's
the thing about it is, if someone wants something badly enough, they are going to, whatever needs to happen in order for
They
that
do.
to them to be successful, they're going to do that. Now, Sequina, let me ask you this. I was looking on, I can't remember, it may have been on Facebook today, it may have been on something else coming through Google, but I saw another program that is that was being offered. I think it was through Houston Public Library or something, for students to finish their high school diploma in a time effective way. How many programs like yours are there out there? And if a person is looking for an abbreviated high school curriculum to complete, how important is it that that's an accredited program?
It's very important that it's an accredited program, because if you want a higher education or if you want a job, because these jobs look to see if those high school diplomas
That's
are
right.
real.
That's right.
And you want to make sure that that high school diploma is from an accredited school.
Right.
And we are accredited. And then as well as if you want to go to college or
Exactly.
vocational program,
Exactly.
you want to be able to be in an accredited high school to make sure you can get those scholarships and grants.
Right.
As well as, you know, you don't want to do this over. This, you know,
No, that would
because
be
we
awful.
have had stories that they paid like $1,500.
Yes.
And got scammed.
Yeah.
And you know, and they have this big packet, and all they have to do is fill it out and mail it back,
Right.
and they get a diploma.
Yeah.
Okay, it might have been
You
a
hear
high
about
school
that kind of stuff.
all
Yeah.
the time. Now they
Oh.
might have got a high school diploma, and it's very well a certificate, but it doesn't mean that it's accredited.
That's right.
That's a different, and it's
Yes.
certified through the state.
Right.
So
And any university or college in the
it
country,
has to have accreditation.
it has,
It has to.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. In order for you to enroll.
So are certified teachers responsible for all classes? Are classes all online?
All classes are online. They're all TEA approved. We go by a 22 high school diploma program.
And what's
Our
that?
teachers, the
What's that?
22 foundational diploma. You're asking what that is?
Yeah.
It's like you have to have.
I'm
okay.
a teacher. You
No,
would think I would know that. I don't know what that is. I've never
Okay,
heard of it.
So it's like, so we go by you do the basic discipline. You know, your 4 Englishes, you have to
Okay,
have 3
right.
social studies. I guess
Right.
the terminology.
Okay.
You have to have the 3 sciences,
Right.
5 electives.
We're
You
middle
have to
school
have-
teachers, so
Yeah.
that's above us.
You have to have your physical education. You have to have
Right.
accredited physical education.
Certain
You
credits.
have to
That's
have
right.
yes, your credits, and you have to have your foreign language.
Yes.
2 credits for foreign languages. So that's what I mean by
Yes.
So
Yes.
I remember my question now. So we have kids in middle school that are on the verge of dropping out. Basically, they're telling us
Yeah, they are.
they are not
Middle
going.
school.
Yeah,
Jesus.
7th and 8th grade. That they're not going to make it
Mhm.
because they're barely making it in middle school. So they know they have no chance in high school.
Mhm.
So with that being said, do you service kids?
What ages? Yes.
Right. The
Yes,
ages
what
they can
ages?
start.
We do service. We service from 18 up. If they
Oh,
are
wow.
17,
Okay.
now wait. If they're 17 and they're withdrawn, there is a agreement that they have to sign.
Okay.
But their parents can do it. You know.
Okay.
But we just started 18. If they're 17 and if they're aged out of school,
Right.
they can come to us.
Okay.
But
Okay.
because of Texas law, they have to be
That's
either
right.
aged out
Mhm.
or the parents
Emancipate.
withdraw them.
Oh,
Draw them.
okay.
They have to withdraw them.
Because I think the legal age, this shouldn't even be for discussion, but I think
18.
the legal age in Texas to drop out of school is 16.
Okay.
So
Well, that's why I was wondering about emancipated minors.
Yes.
So, you know, Is that something that y'all
Well,
have had to, because sometimes an emancipated minor can be 16.
yeah,
They
but not
depends
a lot
on
of times with
circumstance.
the way it's set up at the state,
Mhm.
that if a child is 16, they can just stop going to school, and
Mhm.
there's no truancy officer coming for them,
Right.
or anything like that.
But
That's
they
the
have-
legal age to drop out of school.
Right, but they have to be legally withdrawn.
Right.
From
Legally
school.
withdrawn.
They have to
Gotcha.
be withdrawn, even though they may drop out.
Mhm.
You still have to be withdrawn from
Okay.
school. You just
Okay.
can't say, "Oh, I'm not going."
Oh,
to
I'm
school
not
anymore."
going. Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So, and then we have to have that paperwork. We have to have documentation.
Okay.
Sequina,
Mm-hmm.
we know that Accomplished Learning Services is an accredited entity.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, how many other accredited high school, alternative high schools are out there online that offer this the streamlined time restraints that you all offer for students to be able to graduate early? Are there not many services
haven't-
like yours?
No, I haven't seen. We've been looking to make sure because we
Right.
want to be that, something different.
That's right.
And we haven't seen any with our timeline. And then we're
yeah.
serving adults. A
Yes.
lot of programs want you to come for like a whole year or something like
Exactly,
that, or
yeah.
pay these astronomical prices.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
So that's
right.
the difference with us.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, let me ask you this, and I know we're going to have to wrap it up. We're going to be wrapping it up real quick, Kenji. But why, prior to you all starting this program, where were people who were in need of this service getting it, or were they just kind of out there and their only option was a GED?
Well, they were just getting the GED or doing nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Because
was
they
the
don't
only thing that was
know.
offered.
That's the only thing that they felt like was offered, and a lot of people just don't know. They don't. Nobody's telling them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So nobody's out there in the community saying, "Hey, but you can go to a community college and get a GED." But what if that student was just a senior and just wanted to finish their? Maybe everybody don't. There's
Go through the
the
whole
weight
thing.
of a GED and high school diploma are the same. Don't get
Okay.
me wrong. They're but a lot of people do not want a GED.
Well, speak to that a little bit. Speak to that a little bit. You said the weight of them are the same, so you can enroll. You can enroll in a college with a GED.
Yes, you can.
Yes, but why is there such a stigma upon a GED?
Well, because back in the day, they used to think, GEDs are for the ones dropouts and dumb people. It's not. Life happens.
That's
Things
right.
happen. So that kind of swayed people away from the stigma of GED. GED is for people to help them get a high school diploma. They just aged out. They're older than a minor. That's what the GEDs are for. They're for adults. But there is a alternative program as ours where you can get a high school diploma. You can actually, and a lot of places you may have a graduation for a GED, but with us you actually get to invite your family.
Absolutely.
And we have
And you
caps
want
and
to
gowns.
celebrate
Yes,
and
you wanna
you want to
celebrate.
celebrate that
You want a
accomplishment.
diploma. That you want a diploma
Oh,
if you can get a
yes.
diploma.
Yes.
Would this be? I know that you have close ties to the military. Would this be something that people who maybe were in the? You do have to have a GED or high school
diploma
to
yes.
enter the military.
Yes.
So
you
if
do.
someone is wanting to enter the military,
Mhm.
this would be an excellent program for them to
Yes,
go.
we have two of our males who actually are graduating on this coming Saturday, next
Yes.
Saturday, and they want to join the military as well.
yes.
And we
Good
already gave them
job.
recruiter numbers and things like that. So
Great.
we have. They're not playing.
Yeah.
They're getting their high school diploma,
Right.
and then
For a reason,
already.
yeah.
Yes, because
Taking
our
steps.
goal is we don't just want them to get a high school diploma and just stop. No,
Right.
what are you going to do next?
Right.
What are your career
This is a
goals? What are your
step. This is a
educational
step
goals?
to
Yes,
the
we
next.
want you to be successful.
That's right. That's right.
This is a very unique niche.
It is, and
that
that's
you
why I
all
wanted
have,
to bring them on here.
discovered. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, how many of your graduates? We've got 2 here. You said you've got 22 or 26 or somewhere around in that range. Have they been able to meet each other or interact? Or are they encouraged to interact or study together?
Y'all want to answer?
Yes.
Yes, we have. Ms. Jenkins actually put me and a couple of others like as like a virtual call. And we all got to meet each other, so that way she knows, like, hey, that way when you go, you won't be like, who's that and who's this? Y'all
Do
be
you
able
guys,
to see
do
each
you
other's
guys ever
faces.
study together online?
Yeah, definitely. It's like how she said, it's like I remember her voice from like the study calls, especially if there's a come on, Miss Smith, you know this, Miss Smith.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go, Sequina, please tell our guests, how people who are watching, how they can reach out to Accomplished Learning Services if they are in need of this service, or if they want to spread the word about it, if they want to volunteer, or if they would like to possibly see about underwriting the program. Well, how would they contact you?
Yes. Well, Accomplished Learning Services, we do have a website. It's accomplishedlearningservices.com. And then as well as our email is accomplishedlearningtexas@gmail.com. And our phone number, we do answer our phone. And our business hours are 8 to 4, Monday through Thursday. You can call on Fridays. We mostly do our info sessions and orientations on Friday, but our number is 832-319-8057. And we answer our text, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they do answer their text. And also what Sequina just put, the information that she just gave, I'll make sure that I get that posted along with on Facebook and in the chat.
Oh, we're on Facebook as well. I'm sorry.
Yes, they are. And we'll make sure that we get that, and make sure that that's disseminated to anyone who may need it. But ladies, if you could give one, hang on one second. If you could give one last tidbit of information out there to someone who may be looking to further their education and they just haven't taken that step, go ahead and give them that little word of encouragement. You first, Griselda.
I would say don't let nobody tell you can't accomplish anything. You go and go where you need to go. Like, pray about it and you'll get there.
Good. Deja?
I pretty much agree. It's just sometimes we can get in our own head because of like where we want to be, or maybe we're not getting there as fast as we want to. But the most important thing is don't doubt yourself. You have to at least try. Like how I said before, you don't know unless you try. Have a good support system, people who believe in you, believe in your dreams, and want to see you actually succeed. Like, this is my support. This is my brother.
Hi, Deja's brother.
And he's sitting in very closely because, like I said, he's with me every step of the way. So it's like you need those type of people. You need some family. If not family, then have friends. If not friends, then teachers that believe you, that believe and love you and want to see the best for you. So you can do it. You can.
You want to say hi real quick?
Hi,
Deja's brother.
I'm angling it.
Hey, Deja's brother. What is your brother's name, Deja?
Brant.
Brant, let me ask you this.
Brant's like France, but would it be Brant's?
Brant.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. That's cool. That's cool.
cute.
Brant, let me ask you this. When Deja finally told you, I'm going to go ahead and do this, she said that you were her biggest supporter.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
I come from the same thing.
Yeah.
I had to complete my GED to go to college to play basketball for college. So
yeah.
I had to make sure that she's done the same thing.
That's right.
Because I know exactly what the world expects. What opportunities what doors you cannot open without your GED, without your high school diploma.
That's
so right. I knew the things that she wanted to do, she could not open that door without getting that education. So I could not let her fall short of what she wanted to do.
I know it. Yeah. That's right. Good. Well, thank you so much, Brant. Thank you so much. Well, Miss Deja Davenport.
I don't think he was ready for the camera today.
Miss Griselda Smith, thank you guys so much for jumping on and making yourself
Thank you.
available. We especially especially wanted to hear from students this time. And when I asked Sequina to come back on, I said, Sequina said, we got to have some students because there's nothing like hearing it from the students' mouths.
Yeah.
Like
Congratulations,
Let's give them a hand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I keep saying Oklahoma, but we service Colorado. Griselda, you didn't Colorado as well. So I wanted to make sure that we service Colorado as well.
So, but Griselda's from Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say, wait a minute, have we been putting you in Oklahoma the whole time and you're in Colorado?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, ladies. I'm gonna go ahead and
enjoy your celebrations.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you. Bye.
And I might try to see you guys at your graduation.
Yes, come.
Yes.
Come see us.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
One last quick question before we
Yes.
close out.
Yes.
How does it make you feel
Yes.
when they reach this? Do you feel like a proud mama bear?
Oh my goodness. You have no idea. We're so hands-on at Compass Learning Service, and we're so hands-on. And it's almost like they're like, oh, what do
Like
I
your
when,
kid,
when-
yeah.
yeah, they
Like
are.
your-
They're like, it's just like you're in the classroom.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
no different.
When they
Absolutely.
when they finally get
Oh
it, like
my
yes!
goodness. It's the letting go because they're doing it so quickly.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. That is
And
fantastic.
one more thing, Kim, before we jump off of here
Before we
again,
jump off.
tell us one more time about what's going on Saturday, and we're gonna go ahead and jump
All
off of
right.
here.
Very quickly, come to Emancipation Park. The fitness starts at 9:00. That's Family Fitness Day, 9:00, 3018 Emancipation Avenue. And then for the kids, we have the STEM activities with AT&T Pioneers. That's their volunteer group. That starts at 11. That's from 11 to 1. So we're going to have the robot dog, the ice cream makers, the drones, the driving simulator. 3018 Emancipation Avenue. Fitness starts at 9. STEM starts at from 11 to 1, and it's going to last till 2:00. If you need any information, call 832-395-7400.
Okay.
Come and join us.
All right. So let's go ahead and pull that off of there. I mean, how can I pull that off of there? Kenji, what am I not hitting? I'm trying to get
That's
that.
okay. Leave that little dog on
We
there.
can leave that little-
I want to drive with the dog.
You want to leave that
I
little
wanna
dog up
get in
there?
that
I'm
seat
trying to
next
get
the
him off
robot
of there.
dog.
I want to get that. I got Brand and I clicked on it. But maybe that robot dog wants to stay. Maybe that's what's going on. I can't get him off of there.
Right.
But
He's telling you
anyway,
to come out.
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Oh, I gotta hide him. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sequina Davis, Rebecca Williams, Kim Dillard, Accomplished Learning Services, a very, very important part of a very big educational system that we don't need to overlook.
Mhm.
People need this. People need to be able to take that step. People need to be able to get that accomplishment. This is just one more way that they could do it. Telephone number one more time.
832-319-8057.
And we will drop that in the chat for you. As always, guys, we appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for all the comments of the people who actually came in. Thank you, Monet and Jasmine, and my gosh, Candace. Thank you. Candace is always there for us. Thank you so much. I know probably Miss Minnie is out there watching, but thank you so much, guys, for watching my Crystal Loves Texas podcast. We are going to show this podcast again tomorrow for the people who missed it today. If you have any comments, please continue with your comments. We're always going to answer those comments. And as we say every week, ladies, we can do it. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.